Tell us about your your missionary work in Cuba.
Sure. The gospel is absolutely exploding in Cuba. They just don't have anything contrary to popular belief where people say they have free health care. Please don't say that. Please do not say they have free health care. They have no health care. People say they have free food. Please don't say that. They have no free food. Communism promises all sorts of untruths, and they never come true. They never produce. They never they just don't produce. So there's a void there. The beauty is the gospel is sprouting like crazy. I basically like to picture where people's palms are empty because the government and society has made so many unfulfilled promises that a lot of people are saying, okay, where do I turn? And quite frankly, a lot of times, it's like one of the disciples said to Jesus, where else are we going to go? Oh, don't you love that? You have the words of eternal life. That was either Thomas or Peter. I can't remember. And it's the same thing in Cuba. They're saying, where else do we go? And so converts are just happening all the time. Please pray for the people of Cuba. Things are going to get worse before they get better. It's a matter of time, but I got to be careful going too far because I share this on a lot of platforms, and we got to be careful because I don't want to be prevented from going to Cuba in the next couple of months. But put it this way, things are going to change, not a year or years from now, within months. Things are going to change for the better. They cannot get any worse. People don't have food. They're not able to eat. It's illegal to fish. It's illegal to fish. It's an island. And unless you get a permit, well, nobody can afford the permit. And so people who are going hungry can't eat because the communist government wants to control the food source. And so it's evil. It is just as evil can be. It's run its course, and this thing is over. It's just a matter of months. And the hope is that some godly people get put in big positions that are more about the gospel than anything else. So that's our prayer.
I don't understand the politics of that nation. You know, that all of this kind of antagonism between Cuba and the United States, as I was just reading about this on for some other thing, started in the late 1950s.
That's
And
right.
we had the whole Bay of Pigs things in 1963. So we're talking, 60 years ago, we have this island, beautiful country just off of our shores. What is making that continue, that antagonism continue?
It's over. It is over. I'm telling you, at the very top, is there 3 to 5% at the very top that are controlling the wealth and the power? Are they still supporting communism? Of course they are. I promise you, 95% or more of people are over it. They're sick of it. I spoke at a college conference one time, and I'm looking at all these young kids, and 2 years earlier, they're listening to what I'm saying, with the gospel and stuff. This time, they're not listening to the word I'm saying. They're all scrolling on their phones, friends of theirs that had fled to America. And so it was kind of sad on the one hand, not because they weren't listening to me, but it's kind of like their focus had changed. But I asked all my older friends, I said, all these college kids, how many of them would go to America like today if they could? Every adult I asked said 100%. I said, what you mean? Every single kid in here. And they said, George, I'm telling you, if you could take them on a plane today, 100% would go. The older people, the military, they're sick of it. Even older communists that we've seen very hardened in the past, they are seeing the unfulfilled promises of communism. They're sick of it. We even talk to military, and when nobody's looking, they'll kind of lean over and say, thank you for what you're doing for our people. Or, hey, tell me, what it's like to live in America. It's over. The people are so over it, but they're so broken down. They are so demoralized. They've been pinned down for such a long time. I think some of that will to fight is not there. Those who did protest during COVID ended up getting arrested, put in prison, or worse. And so it's going to be hard for the change to come from the bottom up. But I think outside influences, it's a matter of months. The whole thing is over. Can I share one other thing? Are we okay?
We've got
If I,
just minutes left, but go ahead.
I'll make it real quick. My wife and I went there to Havana 3 years ago, and we went this year. The degradation in 3 years was shocking. They were hanging on by a string last summer. Now, with other things that are taking place, that shoestring is not going to exist. So, because of Venezuela, that was the pipeline. Things are going to change very quickly.
Well, hopefully we'll keep those people in our prayers because, and really young people here in this country need to hear this story because they're the ones who are saying, well, we need to have socialist Marxism and communism, and we can make it work. It's just that the rest of you have never done it right, and we know how to do it, which tells me they've never read anything about history and all the people that have fled those sorts of nations.
The doctors are making $40 a month right now. If you're a medical doctor in Cuba, you make $40 a month. If you're an engineer, you make 35 a month. 2 dozen eggs is $30 a month. So,
Wow.
socialism is an absolute, it's a farce. It's a lie. If people don't believe me, go to Cuba. Just go down there. Poor politician out in California just the other day was talking about they have free health care. And I just want to call them up and say, you poor soul. They don't even have medicine down there. Why go to the doctor? They don't have anything. Please don't say they have free health care. They have no health care. I'm getting worked up. But anyway,
Well, that's good, George. We need that kind of passion to free people.